Good afternoon, distinguished guests. The World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization would like to welcome you all to the 2024 Activities Kickoff event. My name is Ray Davies, and I will be your MC for this important event. And on behalf of WeGO, I would like to thank you all for coming today despite your busy schedules. We hope that today can be a meaningful occasion for everyone. WeGO is truly excited to introduce its core activities for 2024. And we hope that you, our valued partners and members, are able to gain new insights into the various ways we can expand our cooperation and strengthen our valuable partnerships. I would like to begin by providing an overview of today's program. First, we will have an opening session, which will be followed by two more sessions: the introduction of WeGo's Activities 2024 and the Smart Life, Smart City WeGo Activities Forum. And after that, we will open the floor to a Q&A session, and that will bring our event to a close. WeGo is delighted to be joined by more than 100 participants here today. We are especially honored to have with us today the following ambassadors and representatives from key cities, institutions, and corporations, as well as diplomatic missions and academia. Please join me in welcoming the following guests. And if you could, please stand when your country is mentioned. The Ambassador of the Republic of Kazakhstan. The Ambassador of the Republic of the Philippines. The Ambassador of Brunei Darussalam. The Ambassador of the Republic of Chile. The Ambassador of the Republic of El Salvador. The Ambassador of the Republic of Honduras. The Ambassador of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. The Ambassador of the Republic of Peru. The Ambassador of the Argentine Republic. The Ambassador of the Republic of Sierra Leone. The Ambassador of the Republic of Slovenia. The Ambassador of the State of Kuwait. The Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman. The Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The Ambassador of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. And the Ambassador of the United Republic of Tanzania. We are also joined by other members and partners here today. The Director General of the Digital Policy Bureau of Seoul. The Chairman and CEO of Nara Holdings Corporation. The CEO and founder of MovaWheel. The Vice Chairman of Doha Engineering. The Country Manager of Lufthansa Group. The CEO of Laboratory of Software Embedded Engineering. The CEO of Smart Space Another Ground. The CEO of Aerospace Technology Korea. the Managing Director of Dassault Systems Korea. For the second session, we have speakers from the following institutions. The Dean of WeGo Sustainable Smart City Champions Program, who is also the co-founder of Edgeland Institute and a WeGo advisor. The Director of EDCF Coordination Department at K-Exim Bank. The Korea Cities and Public Services Specialist of Dassault Systems. We are also joined today by embassy delegations from Venezuela, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Thailand, Germany, Nepal, Switzerland, Greece, Bolivia, and the United Arab Emirates. Thank you all very much. And now, without further ado, we will begin our opening session. I would like to invite Secretary General Jung Sook Park of WeGo to the stage to deliver her opening remarks.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your precious time in spite of your busy schedule. I feel so highly honored to participate in and welcome you all from all over the world. Especially we have a delegation from Quezon City in Philippines. Thank you very much. Yes. And also we have a lot of excellencies from embassy. Already we call all ambassadors, and also we have a lot of partners and members. Especially we have WeGo members and partners to gather together. We make a project together for this year, and also my sincere thanks also goes to our WeGo Secretariat to make this possible. It brings me great pleasure to welcome over 100 representatives from member city, and including our president city of Seoul, and from Quezon City delegation, and all over the world. And especially now we are connecting through Zoom broadcast. So I would like to welcome your virtually participants as well. And last year, in response to the increasing digital divide, WeGo placed a strong emphasis on promoting inclusivity and human-centered approach to smart city development. The key highlights included the launch of Seoul Smart City Prize aimed at fostering innovative yet inclusive smart city models, and the collaboration with IMD, International Institutions for Management Development. We published the IMD Smart City Index as well. So, which highlighted the importance of a human-centered smart city development and city-level data collection and assessment, enabling city to learn from each other's experiences. On the other hand, last year, WeGo also celebrated its 6th WeGo General Assembly, gathering more 200 WeGo members and partners from all over the world to Seoul, where WeGo was first inaugurated 14 years ago. Moreover, WeGo opened 3 new regional offices last year, approved at the 6th General Assembly, and expanded to having 6 regional offices around the world. We welcome the 3 new regional offices, namely MENA Regional Office in Abu Dhabi and the Central Asia Region Office in Almaty, and the Latin America Region Office in Cuenca, Ecuador. With the establishment of these new region offices, regions focus smart city activities and programs will further flourish in their respective region. All of these achievements and initiatives show that WeGo has been committing itself in the field of sustainable smart city development and in the path of realizing the biggest and the longest specialized international organization in terms of smart city cooperation in the world. As decided at the last General Assembly, with the theme of Smart City, Smart Citizen, WeGo continue to focus on making global consensus on the agenda for cybersecurity and undertaking knowledge sharing projects on clean ID, digital ID, and digital ethics as well. Additionally, the organization continues to serve as a platform for advocating the importance of city-led smart city initiatives, such as citiverse with ITU and European Union, as the new standard to harness other limbs of critical smart city issues. This year, we embark on our journey towards a smarter future, the theme of a smarter life in smart city guides our organization. It exemplifies WeGo's strategy around the digital technology and the evolution of emerging virtual worlds such as AI and digital twin and metaverse solution, etc. These innovations are implemented in welfare, tourism, public safety, civil services, and around the world, transforming our daily lives. Our initiatives this year, such as the Seoul Smart City Prize and the Seoul and Smart City Index, foster innovative and inclusive smart city models that address digital divide and prioritize the need of a community as well. These initiatives, the WeGo Executive Committee, these initiatives ensure a smarter and more sustainable way of living of citizens. In addition, the WeGo Executive Committee meeting 2024 will be conducted in Almaty, and which is also Executive Vice President City of WeGo, Kazakhstan. To specially mention, we are also welcome delegation from Quezon City. Thank you very much. And then we always welcome our WeGo event, welcome our WeGo members and partners to our WeGo events and activities together with WeGo in the world. We have a lot of projects for this year. I would like to welcome you all to our upcoming event as well. Today, I invite all of you here to join to get a lot of information from our secretariat and our regional offices and ambassadors. So, and I would like to enjoy this time to share your development of a smart city project in your country and facing issues as well. We are welcome all this kind of dialogue. We are always waiting for you to help your city to be a sustainable smart city. So I would like to shout together with you. We go together, here we go. I say, we go, and then you can say, here we go, okay? Are you ready? Okay. We go, here we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General Park, for those exciting and kind welcoming words. Now I would like to draw your attention to the screen for Mayor Oh Se-hoon of Seoul Metropolitan Government, the President City of WeGO, to deliver his congratulatory remarks.
여러분 반갑습니다. 세계 스마트 시티 기구 위고 의장 서울시장 오세훈입니다. 먼저 2024년 위고 사업 설명회 개최를 축하드립니다. 아울러 뜻깊은 자리를 마련해 주신 박정숙 위고 사무총장님께 감사드리고요. 바쁘신 가운데 함께해 주신 각국 대사님들, 위고 회원도시와 기업, 기관 관계자 여러분들께도 환영의 인사를 드립니다. 오늘 사업 설명회는 위고의 올해 주요 활동을 소개하고 디지털 역량을 강화하기 위한 비전을 공유하는 자리인데요. 위고가 나아가야 할 방향에 대한 밑그림을 그리는 소중한 시간이 되시기를 바랍니다. 지난해 서울시는 위고와 함께 시정 핵심 철학인 약자와의 동행 가치를 담은 서울 스마트 도시상을 새롭게 제정하면서 디지털 약자를 포용하고 도시 간 격차를 해소하고자 하는 미래 비전을 전 세계에 알린 바 있습니다. 올해는 한 발 더 나아가서 글로벌 스마트 선도도시라는 명성에 걸맞는 메가 이벤트로 서울 스마트 라이프 위크를 준비하고 있습니다. 첨단 기술이 바꾸는 도시 생활의 미래를 주제로 우리의 일상을 완전히 뒤바꿔 놓을 서울의 스마트 혁신 기술을 선보일 계획입니다. 많은 관심, 참여 부탁드립니다. 서울시는 위고 의장 도시로서 지속 가능한 스마트 시티로의 발전 방안을 끊임없이 모색할 뿐만 아니라 세계 시민 모두가 차별 없이 디지털 혜택을 누릴 수 있도록 위고와 함께 성장해 나아가겠습니다. 끝으로 서울 스마트 도시상을 성공적으로 제정한 공로로 수상하시는 김병준 국민대 교수님과 이석원 서울대 교수님께 감사와 축하의 인사를 드리고요. 올 한 해 위고의 활발한 활동을 기대하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Mayor Oh, for those remarks. If you would now please join me in welcoming to the stage His Excellency Nurgali Arastanov, the Ambassador of the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Dear Secretary General Ms. Park, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and excitement for you, for me to be here among you for two reasons. Number one, we believe in city-to-city diplomacy. I'm a firm believer in this because today cities have emerged as the centers of human life and civilization. All the new ideas, technologies, know-hows, everything first and foremost emerge in cities. Number two, WeGo helps strengthen the networks of cities, and our cities are very happy to be part of this process. And in Almaty, for example, we have become successful in doing some things that's very much connecting us all. And the Mayor of Almaty, Mr. Dusayev, has visited last year, and he had a very good bilateral meeting with the Mayor of Seoul, and they have discussed a lot of issues to expand this cooperation. And Mr. Dusayev was also given an award for the Smart City Prize, and they have agreed that we have to take concerted efforts to elevate the bilateral cooperation even to the highest level. And as part of promoting Almaty as a hub for the regional cooperation, we are doing some level of work, and we are very happy that WeGo has chosen Almaty as a destination for the next General Assembly and also ExCom meeting, Executive Committee meeting that we're going to host in September. And also we are happy to hear from Secretary General that new regional center is going to be hosted in Almaty, and this is an exciting news for us, and we will wholeheartedly support it. And also Almaty, why Almaty? Because Almaty is not far away from Seoul. It's just 6 hours of flight and 11 flights a week we have. And some of my colleagues are laughing because I keep repeating myself about promoting Almaty. And it's true because Kazakhstan and Korea, we share visa-free regime. So it means that we have a lot of good relationship in commerce, economic engagement, people-to-people ties. And last year in 2023, the number of Korean travelers visiting Almaty and Kazakhstan have more than doubled. So it shows that we have a lot of exciting dynamics that we have. Just yesterday, Vice Minister of Transport, Mr. Lastayev, has visited Seoul yesterday, had a very meaningful, interesting and productive discussions with the Deputy Minister for Civil Aviation, and they have agreed that they should append the level of and increase the number of flights that we have between Seoul and Almaty and add more destinations between the two countries. And also, Kazakhstan as a whole country overall is a bridge connecting east with the west. It's the 9th largest country in the world. It has a very big area. So my president has the vision for Kazakhstan to increase its logistical and transit capabilities to serve as a bridge between East and West. To do so, we are focused on key areas like IT, AI, digital transformation, and connecting and increasing the infrastructures and focusing on smart cities, and also caring about the nature and having the rational use of energy and water and other resources. In those areas, we have many Korean companies like Samsung, KT, Doosan, KHNP, many others are already present in Kazakhstan. In fact, Korea is the 6th largest foreign investor in Kazakhstan, and 4th largest trade partner for Kazakhstan. So we believe that with the platform of WeGo, we can work together to increase even not only Kazakhstan and Korean partnership, but build this meaningful and productive and constructed networks between the cities of our countries, by doing so also enhancing the global cooperation. So with WeGo, we are sure that we're gonna go to the brighter and more collaborative future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador, for those inspirational words. Now, please join me in welcoming to the stage Her Excellency Maria Theresa Dizon de Vega, the Ambassador of the Republic of the Philippines.
Mabuhay, annyeonghasimnika. WeGo Secretary General Jung Sook Park, His Excellency Ristanov Norgali of the Embassy of Kazakhstan, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, our own delegation from the Philippines' largest city, Quezon City, led by the Honorable Vice Mayor Giancarlo Soto, our distinguished speakers for this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and partners and members of WeGo. It is an honor to be with the WeGo team as you embark on another busy and productive year in fostering smart, sustainable, and people-centered values in local governance. Not too many months ago, in the second half of 2023, I was with delegations from WeGo member cities in the Philippines, including Quezon City, in taking part in the the World Assembly of WeGo, where again there were many opportunities for sharing of best practices and building partnerships and networks towards building smarter and more resilient cities. And the Philippine Embassy here in Seoul congratulates WeGo for promoting the spirit of sharing and exchanging best practices and forging partnerships among cities around the world. Among our most active portfolios here at the Embassy in Seoul involves assisting different local government units from the Philippines in undertaking learning and partnership missions here in Korea as cities and provinces in this country lead the way in building sustainable and innovative ecosystems for building inclusive and responsive communities. And we look forward to even more active participation of more cities around the world, including from our own country, to contribute to these dynamic exchanges. WeGo's current efforts in developing developing the Smart City Index, provides an overall view of the state of smart city initiatives around the world. WeGo's championing of government and private sector partnerships, the Smart City Champions Program, and the Seoul Smart City Prize, of which our capital city, Manila, was one of the awardees last year, all contribute to this great effort. And of interest to many partner cities, I am sure, is the collaboration between WeGo and the Korea Exim Bank in identifying opportunities for the implementation of smart city ODA projects in different developing countries to jumpstart innovative approaches to smart governance. And as Ambassador Aristanov mentioned earlier, cities are now at the very heart of human life and development. But cities are also those entities in governance which face the most number of challenges in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Goals which are most felt and which are expected to be delivered at the local governance level to people and communities which need them the most, from issues of sanitation, health, safe water, climate resilience, and governance digitalization, to name a few. And as you introduce through this kick-off activity, the roadmap ahead for smart city collaboration in 2024 under the theme of Smart Life in the Smart City, we assure you once again of our active support and continued involvement. Once again, thank you. Maraming salamat. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you very much, Ambassador, for your insightful remarks. And I would once again like to thank all of our distinguished speakers for their remarks today. Now is time for a group photo, everyone's favorite time. First, we would like to take a group photo. So a photographer will be on the stage. So everyone just needs to smile as big as they can.
Through the facilitation, and then we'll have one more VIP photo on the stage. I would like to invite the ambassadors and WeGo members up onto the stage. Thank you. And of course our regional office representative. If officers can help our VIPs to the floor, that will be wonderful. Stage is a little bit crowded, but let's squeeze in ourselves. 위고 회원분들도 혹시 참석하신 분들 같이 무대로 와주시면 감사하겠습니다. 저희 제주도 뭐 이렇게 멀리서 와주신 분들도 있을 때 같이 사진 찍어주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Thank you everyone for taking part in the group photo. We will now begin the first session and introduce WeGo's activities for this year. At this time, I would like everyone to welcome the head of the program department of WeGo, Ms. Eunbyul Alina Cho, to present WeGo's 2024 activities.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Elena, the head of program department. A warm welcome to everybody here. I will give a brief introduction about our organization and then highlight some key activities of WeGo for this year. So WeGo was first established in 2010 with 50 founding member cities. And these cities were actually the leading cities at that time using ICT technology in e-governance. Hence, our name was first established with World E-Government Organization, hence our acronym WeGo. But then the cities realized not only cities, but they need to work with public and solution providers, private sector, and also institutions to better implement smart city projects in the city. And also, ICT technology advanced throughout the years, and not only in e-government, but ICT technology was also used in many parts of city administration. So in 2017, at our fourth General Assembly, we changed our name to World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization and broadened our mission and vision. So we now have 202 members around the world, and since a city-based organization, majority of our membership is with local governments, and dynamics are happening in cooperation in institution membership category as well. Our membership is balanced throughout the world, and majority of our members are currently based in Asia Pacific, and then we have quite fast-growing number of members from Latin America and Africa. Not only our members, but we have many partners that we work with to proceed our programs or services to our members all around the continent. Some are not listed, but we just named the key partners that we work with through this year and for the past 3 years. About the governance of our organization, as we mentioned, we have the President City Seoul, and we have the Executive Vice President City Almaty, and we have the Vice President Cities and Executive Committee members. They are re-elected in every 3 years at our General Assembly. So these cities were recently elected in last year in September at our 6th General Assembly in Seoul. And aside from this governing body, we have the Secretariat that is based in Seoul, the headquarters, and we have the 6 regional offices in East Asia, Latin America, Mediterranean, and Eurasia, and Middle East, and Africa, or Central Asia. So that's the gist of our governing body in a nutshell. And now moving on to our priorities in 2024. When you work with the member cities and planning our activities and programs, there are certain agendas that we share as a core value of our programs. First is a human-centered smart cities. To build human-centered smart cities, inclusion has become one of the most important value in today's smart city development. So whenever we plan our activities, we try to share this value with the members. And another important agenda is the ESG governance. We try to use ESG framework into smart sustainable development, as when we implement a certain project in the city, thinking about environmental aspect, social aspect, and governance aspect is very important when it comes to smart city development. And another is increasing our partnerships, more innovative financing and tech solutions. That is why today, we for the forum part, second session of our session, we not only have WeGo, but we also invited someone from financing part and solutions technician part to have a framework ready for our members and partners. And lastly, as our Secretary General highlighted, the importance of digital ethics is also another rising important agenda that we highlight when we work with the members. We emphasize on the significant digital ethics and integration, delivering comprehensive services and adapting to appropriate protocols. And another also important agenda is this decentralization, meaning cities' leading roles are becoming more and more important when it comes to smart city development. And also, the pandemic has highlighted the importance of cities and local government in smart city development. And every continent has different needs and demands when it comes to smart city development. And understanding this regional approach and their needs is very important when we talk about smart city cooperation. And that is why we have regional networks that we proceed with our members when we plan our activities. And today's theme, Smart City in Smart City, a Smart Life in Smart City, describes WeGo's aim to exemplify our strategy around digital technologies and their evolution in the advent of emerging virtual worlds, such as AI, digital twin, and metaverse solutions that are now implemented in our everyday lives, welfare, tourism, public safety, and civil services around the world. So that is the key agendas that we share with the members. Now moving on to our actual activities that we implement. So our main activities are divided into 6 pillars: project implementation and matchmaking, capacity building and research and development, knowledge sharing and networking, and regional activities and governance activities. So for project implementation and matchmaking, we have a solution meets cities concept. From solutions meets cities, meaning cities share their urban challenges with WeGo. Their plan or the challenges that they face, a certain problem. And we hear it, and we connect them with the right partners to work with. It can be another city who has experienced similar problems, or it could be an institution that can provide consulting service or a program that they can learn from. Or it could be a solution provider who has actually a solution that can help their technical problem. And there are certain projects that we implemented over the years. It's a small pilot project implementation with the consulting service provided to our member cities. We started from 2016 until 2023, and more are planned for this year as well. And this is a new feasibility study program that birthed last year from Seoul Prize. It's in combination with the partnership with SUSA, so Urban Solutions Agency. We also select 1 or 2 projects from the winners, and we will be implementing or scaling up their projects after reviewing their proposals. And moving on to a capacity building programs, every year we will conduct 3 to 4 annual training programs, either in Seoul or different parts of the world or online. Government officials from our member cities are invited to take part in this program. We share the latest trends in smart city, latest technologies, or how certain cities are solving this problem so that they can learn and adjust these experiences into their city. So local government officers will take back what they have learned and implement in their cities. So, and then we also have a Smart Seoul Prize Winners Training Program just planned for this year. This means the winners from last year's Seoul Prize winners will gather together to share their exemplary cases and to see how they can collaborate themselves. And more importantly, we have the Youth Sustainable Smart City Champions Program. When it was first launched in 2022, we had everything online. Last year, we tried it hybrid. We had online platform running at the same time. We had 5 different workshops taking place in different parts of the world. We had one in Baku, Azerbaijan, and Munich, Germany, Geneva, Switzerland, Athens, Greece, Milan, Italy, and Los Angeles, USA. And more cities will be included in 2024. If certain cities are interested in taking part in this program, we welcome their proposal. And another research and development program. As many of you already know, IMD is one of the most known Smart City Index ranking institution based in Switzerland. And WeGo has started a new partnership with IMD last year. And we published this IMD Smart City report in last year. And there, we assess smart city rankings of how well each cities are doing and how it can be developed in which aspects of their developments. And this year, WeGo is also exploring more research with new partners, including IMD. And not only that, there are a lot of knowledge sharing networking events that we co-host with our partners or take our members to experienced events together where they can share their smart city projects or their cases. Or in some cases, we host these conferences together with the cities. on the slides, there are a few events that are planned for this year. And if our member cities are interested in participating, we help our members to take part in it, or we sometimes invite them to lead more roles. So if member cities are interested in taking part in any of these events on the slide, please let us know. And more importantly, I've mentioned the importance of regional context when implementing smart city projects as one of our agenda. So understanding these needs, we have Latin America Smart City Network, Africa Smart City Network, ASEAN Smart City Network, where we customize the programs and our workshops and seminars and conferences, customized to their needs, region-based approach. And some highlights that we would like to share with our audience today for 2024 is, of course, the second Seoul Smart City Prize. With the success last year, we successfully held our first ceremony. I think like Kazakhstan and Philippines, a lot of delegations arrived last year and celebrated their winning cases. This year, we'll be also opening our second cycle. With more excitement and more attention from the global audience. I'm hoping that we will be also receiving a lot of exemplary cases around the world so that we can share more cases with the world. The same categories will be open. One will be focused on tech innovacity, where we look for latest technology that is used to address smart city challenges in the city. And the other is a human-centered city category, where we look for not only tech, but we also value how city government has used smart city technology to help human-centered smart city development. We also look into leadership, where not only project-based, but sometimes leaders can be a significant role and influential figure in making new initiatives happen. So that was the award that we were giving out to all of our winners last year, very elegantly designed. And for the winners, we have Seoul Smart Life Week this October, where winners will have an opportunity to have their dedicated booth to promote their winning projects, and also a speakership at a forum session to speak about their winning projects. And we are also having the Seoul Smart City Training Program that I briefly mentioned. And then we have the Seoul Smart City International Cooperation Program with SUSA, as mentioned, where we'll be implementing their smart city projects in a different scale. So these are the three packages that you provide to the winners. Hopefully, more winners will be able to enjoy it this year. So the application starts in April. So before then, I hope this news can be spread among our network so that you can share with your leading cities in your network so that more cities can enjoy this partnership with WeGO and Seoul. That is our website. And on your tables, as you can see, there's this tablecloth with Seoul Prize. It leads to our website, and all the information that you need to know more about Seoul Prize can be found there. Very sustainable. And our Director General Park is over there, but we also wanted to highlight Seoul's key initiative for this year. They're hosting this Seoul Smart City Life Week in October, where our Seoul Prize ceremony will be held together. So we also welcome a lot of cities to participate, not only apply for Seoul Prize, but take part in this festival that will be happened in October. We will be gathering a lot of smart city companies, solution providers, experts to Seoul, and we hope this will be one of the biggest smart city festival that will take place in Korea. And another flagship event that I want to highlight, as Ambassador of Kazakhstan already mentioned, one of the most important governing gathering of this year is the WeGO Executive Committee meeting held in Almaty, September. Here, we elect new regional offices, we shape our plans and activities for next year, as well as we approve new memberships, among many other things. We shape our next year's direction together with our EXCO members, and I hope a lot of our member cities can also visit the city of Almaty together with WeGO. And another important and last announcement that I would like to make is we are also looking for a new host city for 2025 EXCO. It will be an opportunity for you to play a bigger role in WeGo's network, and we will be having a lot of members and partners gather at your specific city. So official opening will open soon in March, and if you would like to have more information, please don't hesitate to inform Secretariat. Yeah, that's all for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Zhou, for your informative presentation. It is now time for Session 2, which is our Smart Life and Smart City WeGO Activities Forum. This forum will explore the smart city collaboration, such as sharing knowledge, exchanging innovative products, and strengthening global cooperation, which is essential to achieve inclusive and sustainable smart city development. Our distinguished speakers will speak on WeGo's core programs as WeGo's main driver to enhance the global efforts towards smart cities for all. At this time, I would like to draw your attention to the screen for a message from Mr. Bruno Lanvin, the president of IMD Smart City Observatory, to share with us the importance of measuring the progress of a city toward a smart city future through the development of the IMD Smart City Index in partnership with WeGo. Mr. Lanvin was unable to join us in person today, but has graciously sent us a video presentation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bruno Lanvin, and I am the president of the Smart City Observatory based at IMD in Lausanne, Switzerland. Since I cannot be with you today in Seoul, it is my pleasure to share a few thoughts as a new year of work starts for WeGo, its network, and its partners. In 2023, IMD and WeGo decided to join forces to produce together the 4th edition of the Smart City Index. This has been an important year, marked by significant improvements in the methodology and coverage of the index. The latest edition includes more than 140 cities from all parts of the world. It was launched and presented in various high-level forums and events, and attracted priority attention from international media and social networks. Last September, the Seoul Smart City Awards event was a significant opportunity to involve more cities from WeGo's network in this cooperative effort. Year 2024 promises to be even better from that point of view, as WeGo and IMD have decided to renew their agreement and embark on the process that will lead to the production of the 5th edition of the Smart City Index. This will be accompanied by the release of the 3rd book of Smart Cities case studies. Entitled Prosperous and Inclusive Cities, the book covers a dozen of cities who all participated in the September 2023 event in Seoul and received awards then. Although IMD and WeGo operate in different spheres of knowledge, their respective mandates offer remarkable similarities. IMD, as a leading business school in the world, focuses on challenging what is and inspiring what could be. To do so, it strives to develop leaders and organizations that contribute to a more prosperous, sustainable, and inclusive world. Both IMD and WeGo believe in advancing the concept and reality of smart cities by enhancing their ability to be human-centric and not leave anyone behind. I wish you excellent discussions today and look forward to the work that we shall all produce together this year with WeGo and its partners. Thank you for your attention.
We would now like to welcome the forum speakers to the stage. Next, I would like to invite Daniel Karimi, the Dean of WeGo's Sustainable Smart City Champions Program and co-founder of Edgeland Institute and a WeGo advisor, who is joining us online from Vancouver, Canada, to highlight the importance of empowering the next generation of leaders.
A very good afternoon to you all. What a pleasure to be with you, even remotely. I hope that you had a fantastic start, and I look forward to working with all of you over the course of the next few months as we're kicking off a fantastic calendar of events for 2024. I'm happy to present to you one of the most exciting programs, and I'm sure all the panelists that you will be hearing from in a minute will disagree with me because they will all be saying that their program is the most exciting. But since I have a privilege of going first, I'm pretty sure I'm the correct one. And the reason why I'm so excited in introducing World Smart Sustainable City Champions to you is because I want to really think about it. Were you the first generation that was born in the cities? Or was it your parents? Or the parents of your parents? The point is, at some stage, there was a young person full of dreams and hopes that arrived to the city, whichever city it is in the world, to make the new life, to start a new family, to learn, to live, to work. And that's why the engagement of urban youth, of young generations, of next generations of urban leaders is critically important for WeGo and for all of us. It will be this young generation that will be working in the cities, that will be rebuilding and rethinking anything from infrastructure to social fabric of the cities for generations to come. As Elena has already mentioned to you, in 2022, we had a fully remote WeGo Champions program that was already a very successful project and a pilot by WeGo. But in 2023, we really tried to do it in a hybrid format, where physical meetings in 6 cities around the world were supplemented by online lectures and training and interaction by all the young people around the world that wanted to join the program. 2024 will see expansion of those online segments. And also we'll see many interesting cities that will host the cohorts of champions that are concerned about their cities, that want to learn from each other from different regions, from different contexts, big cities, small towns, but all united in their determination to make their life better. This year we'll return to Athens as it's experiencing the most exciting pilots and projects in terms of urban regeneration, as well as being the capital city of the most dynamic economy in the European Union. We'll go back to Baku as the host city of COP29, the most important, arguably, meeting around the world that will deal with the climate issues for, again, generations to come. We'll go back to Geneva, absolutely, as the hub for international diplomacy, including urban diplomacy. We will see again meetings in Milano and Munich as important urban centers and hosts of Winter Olympics and various international gatherings such as Munich Security Conference and many others, respectively. And we will add also a city of Toronto that is struggling with the most dramatic changes of climate around the Great Lake region, but also is the most interesting in its determination to become truly the first global sustainable city already this year. Perhaps I will stop here, and I'm happy to continue engaging with all of you in the conversation. I would like to repeat the invitation of the Secretary General and of Elena that said, should your city, should your universities, should your youth be interested in engaging with us, we're absolutely welcoming. The online training is open for everyone. The on-site events are subject to discussion, but absolutely, please do engage with us. And with this, perhaps, I very much invite all my fellow panelists to disagree with me and prove me wrong that perhaps their programs are the most exciting projects that WeGo has this year in mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Karimi, for your fascinating insights and challenge. I would now like to invite Ms. Dong-hee Yu, the Director of EDCF Coordination Department at KEXIM Bank. Ms. Yu, could you please briefly tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in KEXIM Bank's EDCF department?
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Dong-hee Yu. First, thank you for inviting me for today's the WeGO activities kickoff. I'm the director at EDCF Group at KEXIM. Just for the you who are not really familiar to the EDCF Group, EDCF stands for Economic Development Cooperation Fund. It's the sole ODA, the fund of Korean government. And then KEXIM is the implementing agency of that fund. That's why I'm here. I started my career 2 decades ago at KEXIM, and more than half of that I spent it in EDCF Group, the meeting loads of partners, mainly at the central government level, but also from at municipal level. And let me just briefly introduce what Korean government has in their mind in terms of the ODA. They decided to increase the ODA volume very much from this year. If I give you the number, the ODA scale will goes up by the 35%, more than that, solely for EDCF. And then that's why we are expanding our relationship with the partner countries to develop and identify more decent project, which would be helpful to the both sides. And then our main area would be the climate change, digital, and the health, all of which I believe belongs to the very important components to make the smart city. And I'm also working in the team in charge of strategy planning of EDCF. So my job is to make a midterm plan strategy for the EDCF with the MOEF, Ministry of Economic Finance of Korea. So it's really important for me to meet and listen to many players in this industry. So I expect today's forum, the kickoff, would be the very important basis to build up the relationships with the WeGO members. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Yu, for that information. Now we'll move to Ms. Eunbyul Elena Cho, who is the head of programs for WeGO. Ms. Cho, would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself and your role, especially in organizing and conducting the Seoul Smart City Prize?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am Elena, head of program department. Since he mentioned a little bit of introduction about myself, I'm Elena, and I've been working WeGO for almost 7 years now, serving 3 Secretary Generals. Before, I worked at the Ministry of Strategy and Finance, Korea, and worked with EDCF, a friend I met in a few years now. And then I worked with multilateral developments in ODA policies. And as head of program department, last year, when we first launched our Seoul Prize, I would say it was one of the most challenging years for me as well, personally, but also enjoyed the most. With the guidance from Seoul Organizing Committee members and our steering committee members, and of course our partner Seoul Metropolitan Government, we were able to plan and initiate Seoul Prize successfully. And taking the opportunity forward, I'd like to thank Danny Creamy, one of our organizing steering committee members, and Professor Kim Byung-jun over there, who also helped a lot when we were shaping our Seoul Smart City Prize. The Seoul Prize is one of the most rewarding and I think good program that I can proudly recommend to our members and partners. As one of our agenda is human-centered smart city, we learned that technology can also cause a digital divide, but it can also be a driving force in reducing the gap. And Seoul Smart City Prize captures that message, and that is at the core of our program. So I recommend everybody to learn a little bit more about Seoul Prize and also be part of it this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cho. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Sung-ho Jung. Mr. Jung, would you be able to briefly tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Dassault Systems Korea?
First of all, sorry for blocking the screen. Yeah, thank you for inviting us on this forum. It is my great honor to be here as a forum speaker. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Secretary General Jung Sook Park and the WeGO Secretariat providing me with this opportunity to join to WeGO membership as a corporate member. And I'm in charge of the citizen public services, and I've been working in this mainly in the manufacturing industry more than 5 years, helping industry partners for digital transformation. And since 2022, I'm focusing on smart cities area, again, with the digital transformation technology, including digital twin. For those of you who are not familiar with our company, Dassault System, let me just briefly introduce our company. So Dassault System is a global company based in Paris, and we originated from the Dassault Aviation, which is renowned for the state-of-the-art jet fighter, the Rafale, and commercial aviation like Falcon. And because of that heritage from the industrial field, we can leverage the precision and the technological leadership to provide the disruptive solutions for urban transformation with the cities. And since 2015, we are at the forefront of the urban transformation with the virtual twin technologies in various projects, including the Virtual Singapore, which is one of the experimentary project. And most recently, NEOM's digital engine. I think I have a chance to briefly introduce the project later, to name a few. So with this kind of experiences and expertise, we aim to collaborate with the member cities and the experts of the WeGO members to discover more inclusive and innovative way to handle the ever-challenging urban issues that we are facing right now. And personally, I'm striving for the WeGO championship, champion. So hopefully next year I'll be again the speaker as a WeGO champion next year. So I look forward to working closer with you and contributing to the WeGO Success 2024, including the Seoul Smart City Prize. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jung, and good luck on becoming a champion.
Thank you.
Today, this forum sets out to explore why collaboration is important in promoting and achieving inclusive and sustainable smart cities. Collaboration is pursued through means such as sharing knowledge, exchanging innovative products and expertise, and strengthening global cooperation. We would like to explore some of these initiatives with our speakers who are experts in smart city development. We'll start with Mr. Karimi. Mr. Karimi, what is the significance in involving youth in the transformation towards smart and sustainable cities?
Well, you want to build the cities for the people that will be living there, right? I mean, that's the ultimate goal. You want to engage the people in the design of their spaces. And as we all know, the spaces will define the functions, and the functions will define the habits will define the destiny in a way. If you think about it, in the very early days of human evolution, when the cities were just beginning, the cities were, in a way, the places where things were happening perhaps a little bit later than in the rest of the world. So all the big revolts in the past were peasants' revolts, and then the capital city would fall to those revolts. But that has changed significantly as tech developed, as we progressed, as the science took hold. And those breakthroughs were happening in the cities. And those breakthroughs became the fact that all the major industrial revolutions were happening in the city from that day on. And those revolutions were driven by the urban youth. Again, the people that are young, that are determined, that they want to be a part of their city's development. If you compare the average age of those living in the rural areas and urban areas, you will see that urban areas are predominantly young, dynamic, and you know that if you don't involve these people, if you ignore their wishes, if you ignore the way they want to interact and develop, any of your plans are destined for failure. Therefore, I strongly encourage my colleagues, and I'm delighted to hear for the colleagues from the Dassault system about becoming a WeGO champion. I strongly support it, and I see that there's a great challenge. I applaud the fact that the city of Seoul is increasing its ODA by 35%. I hope that some of this percentage will go in engaging the young and dynamic segments of population globally in those areas that you have mentioned, the sustainability, the healthcare, the digital, very importantly. And of course, I personally very love to see more and more young, innovative projects being submitted to Seoul Prize as a nomination, because the committee has had a great privilege of reviewing many interesting projects, and hopefully some more and more and more of them will come from the young layers of the population. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Karimi, would you also be able to speak on WeGo's impact in shaping the youth involvement in smart city transformations?
Well, absolutely. It's personally what I would like to say, that there's some projects that you take on and, it's an uphill battle. And this was not one of them. It was it was exciting, but it was also a very, in a way, easygoing project, because the moment you mention WeGo, the moment you mention the presidency of Seoul, the moment you mention the cities that are involved in the governing structure, from executive vice presidency to the vice presidency to all the ExCom members, and you mention the membership of the organization, the youth wants to engage. You sometimes I wonder what is it going on in their heads. Are they thinking that this is just going to be about K-pop? But no, they actually know that this is about really serious stuff. It's about smart and sustainable city transformation. And yet, when they hear the word WeGo, when they hear the people that are involved, it becomes easy to get their attention. It's become easy to get that traction. And therefore, WeGo, in a way, has a great track record in this regard. I applaud them that they decided to go with this program already 3 years ago, when the impact on youth was not even very clear on urban youth because of the pandemic, and yet the organization had a vision to actually go into this full speed, engage the young layers of the population, engage the best academic centers of knowledge and centers of excellence in terms of urban transformation, and do that globally from the start. So not just focusing on a specific region, but really trying to connect those centers of excellency with each other as well, so that the learning is happening not just in the theoretical field where you learn your lecture and you forget about it next day. No, you actually get those connections within your own cohort, in your own city, but also between those cities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you gave us a lot to think about. Now I would like to direct a question to Ms. Yu. Ms. Yu, what is, in your opinion, critical for local governments to consider and prepare when working with EDCF for smart city ODA projects? Do you have any recommendations or tips you might be able to share?
Thank you for the question. The question itself is quite tricky for us, because I previously mentioned EDCF's the main counterpart is the central government. But when I think about these days, the cities are expanding, and there are loads of the metropolitan type of the cities, even in developing countries. I think demand from the cities can be also delivered to the EDCF through their central government. Normally what we do is Korean government, they held the policy dialogue every year with the partner countries, and then discuss what infrastructure project that could be our the next the business. Maybe it sounds a little bit weird to say business, but for us, it's really important to discuss and then dig out something the contributing to the country's development, economic development, I mean. So what I can say is like maybe if one of the WeGo members have the demands for the infrastructure or the other kind of the project, development project on their mind, I think a WeGo can be a very good platform for you because the CACSIM regularly meets and talk with the Secretary General, the Park, and the WeGo members, and then those demands can be delivered to us, and then we can also discuss with from our side with the Ministry of Economic and Finance. And then when I see the list of the WeGo members, there are quite a lot of the cities and the countries which are already we are working together. So the WeGo can be the really good platform for it because I think. To be honest, the EDCF has not really the work together with the municipal level entities. So we need the official, very reliable, and then the efficient platform here. So it can be definitely the very good channel for us to find out the demand from the city levels.
Wow, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now, Ms. Jo, would you be able to tell us how does WeGo promote global cooperation and the exchange of innovation through the Seoul Smart City Prize?
Well, I think when it comes to global cooperation, I think it's important to set common goals and shared value. And that is kind of important for WeGo. We also align our shared mission and vision with the members to create a shared identity and vision. And Seoul Prize in that, I think, was successful since we highlighted the importance of inclusive city. And everybody who participated in this program last year was excited to welcome this human-centered smart city initiative, and that digital technology can not only help not only solve the digital divide, but it can also reduce the gaps and include all the people. Technology should be for all people, should benefit all people, not just some sectors of the society. That was at the core value. And cities, corporations, institutions who are leading this important value were awarded with their projects. And another interesting fact with Seoul Prize is it does not end with just a ceremony. Once they share their exemplary case, we not only share them at a global stage where we make a publication about the cases where it can make an impact in another society. And we also have a training program that we will be inviting all the winners again this year to Seoul at Smart City Smart Life Week. And they will be sharing their stories again with the next cycle winners. And a training program is designed for these winners again in Seoul. And we also have the feasibility study program where their projects can be scaled up or can be implemented in different direction to make their projects better. So it's a complete package, I would say, for a smart city global cooperation. So I sincerely hope more cities, institutions, and corporations will share their stories this year so that we can make this cooperation bigger. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your insights on the Seoul Smart City Prize. And now, last but not least, Mr. Jung, would you be able to share with us some of the potential that you see working with WeGo and its network?
Thank you for the question. So the moment I realized how inclusive WeGo actually is, it went back to 2023 when I participated in the Mayor's Forum and the WeGo General Assembly. There, I was amazed by how the open and collaborative approach of member cities and experts from various fields to discovering new ways of issue handling to urban challenges and sharing their ideas to implement their best practices in cities for the common goal, which is sustainable city. And that is exactly how Dassault System as a company transforms over the years, because we need industry or city partners to share the vision and adopt our technology to make that happen. So manifesting their vision into reality is very much dependent on what the vision we are sharing right now. So I think the WeGo partnership can serve that kind of platform to discuss that kind of collaboration in the short future. So how can Dassault System contributed to this kind of shared commitment? Well, as I said before, we have a virtual twin, which basically enables us to explore and experience, let's say, the endless possibilities, a bold statement, but in a virtual space. So if you think of developing a new car, for example, you don't get to do actual car crash against the wall to find the best performance of the vehicle, because it just simply costs too much and time consuming. But rather, in the industries field, we do the virtual simulation like a million times if you should, until you find the best combination of your product, and after that you do the actual test to get the certification, for example. So if you take that same concept on your city, just imagine if you can test your new policy on your city without having any impact on your city, where we actually live right now. So not only avoiding unnecessary cost and time-consuming activities, you can avoid also unnecessary conflicts that might occur among the citizens and public officials. So that's the value of the virtual twin. And I don't want to jump into misunderstanding on this new technology, because when we talk about digital twin, we easily imagine like a metaverse and the AI and VR and those kind of eye-catching tools. But rather, I would say without the physics of law as reality, virtual model is just simple animation. And they're like the WeGO statement says, with the virtual model does not incorporate the people and processes that run our city cannot be considered as truly alive. So we are striving for providing a platform where physics meet the virtual twin of the model, and the virtual twin of the model meet people, and people, our citizens, meet the vision of the future city. So for understanding this concept further, I would like to introduce some of the examples. So I bet that here we all know about the NEOM's project, right? Because NEOM's concept is very remarkable, but at the same time, the NEOM is very, unprecedented mega construction project in human history. But what they didn't have at the moment in 2020, they did not have a platform to make sure everyone understands the same concept of the mega construction project, including, you have to encompass every component of the project, people, process, data on the same concept, which is a 3D referential for us, and make sure that everyone has the same direction and push forward until the completion of the project. So we use the virtual twin as a, let's say, the single referential to make everyone can be on the same page. So we are very grateful to be a part of the story. And then another example can be found in the Paris Olympic Games. So City of the Paris are now expecting the new Olympic Games in August, I believe. And then they want to be fully prepared for the national event, but at the same time, they want to be responsible for the environment. And the national event, just naturally, of course, a lot of side effect on the environment as well. So first of all, the first challenge is the traffic transportation policy change. So they wanted to introduce new shared mobility lanes on the Paris Ring Road, and as you know, the Paris Ring Road is already notorious about the heavy traffic, if you experience it already. And then it might occur a huge repercussion, because if you think of the Parisians, they just get mad, right? And then the city of Paris decided to simulate their new public transportation policy in a virtual space to see the potential impact not only on traffic, but also the environment, like noise and pollution. And then they could set up the right target to control the demand management, so that the policy is worthy enough to sacrifice one lane while increasing the well-being of the citizen and the community environment for the travelers. And then they also adopted the same technology to build a new accommodation, the housing for the athletes. And when you think of building a new buildings, you get to be equipped with the air conditioning system, right? And it's the main cause of the carbon footprint. So they had to build a new building to provide the comfy environment with the Atlas, but at the same time, they want to reduce the carbon footprint. So they optimize the performance of the building to control the room temperature regardless of the climate condition in the Paris city. But at the same time, they minimize the use of the air conditioning so that they can be free from that kind of side effect. So the intersection of the vision of your city and technology like ours can only be happening on the common platform like a WeGO membership. So to answer your question, I think by actively engaging in the WeGO activities, we hopefully find a new topic and a shared vision to see whether the virtual twin can be contributed to realizing your vision more than the faster than you might think. So we are expecting that kind of collaboration.
Wow, thank you very much for all that information. Very, very interesting. Now it is time for you all to ask questions. We would like to open up the floor for a Q&A. If you do have any questions, we do have microphones ready for you to use. So if anyone does have any questions, which I hope some people do, please feel free to raise your hands now.
I think we have a shy audience today. To save time, we can go.
Okay, well, we'll move on then. Well, once again, I would like to thank everybody, all of our distinguished speakers, for all of their valuable insight and expertise. Thank you. Now we will start the final session of this kickoff. We will now proceed to the Certificate of Merit Award ceremony. This award recognizes outstanding citizens of Seoul who have made a remarkable contribution to the city through their expertise and service, thus enhancing the quality of life in the city. This award will highlight their selfless dedication and service for the betterment of all for a brighter future of Seoul. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Jung Sook Park, the Director General of the Digital Policy Department of Seoul, to the stage to present the Seoul Metropolitan Government Certificate of Merit Mayor's Award on behalf of the Mayor of Seoul. Mr. Park will provide some brief remarks before presenting the certificates.
들리세요? 예. 안녕하세요. 서울시 디지털 정책관 박진영입니다. 오늘 앞서 오세훈 서울시장님께서 인사 말씀 중에 언급했던 행사 스마트 라이프 위크에 대해서 조금 보충 설명을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 서울시는 올해 10월 10일부터 12일까지 3일간 서울 강남에 있는 코엑스에서 개최 예정이고요. 스마트 도시상 시상식과 연계한 행사가 되겠습니다. 서울 스마트 라이프 위크는 전시 박람회입니다. 작년 제1회 서울 스마트 도시상 수상도시에게 수상 특전으로 제공되는 서울 초청 연수 프로그램도 이 기간에 맞춰서 진행해서 이 행사를 함께 관람하고 즐길 수 있도록 연계할 계획입니다. 서울 스마트 라이프 위크는 첨단 기술이 바꾸는 도시 생활의 미래라는 주제로 서울이라는 이곳 한 곳에서 이 모든 것들을 만나보고 체험되는 행사로 진행될 예정입니다. 그리고 이러한 행사를 개최하게 된 배경 자체가 여기 계시는 위고 회원 도시들의 힘이 아닌가 싶습니다. 작년에 처음으로 시작된 스마트 도시상 시상식의 부대 행사로 처음에 기획했다가 좀 글로벌 행사로 한번 키워보자라는 한번 포부를 가지고 시작하게 되었고요. 그렇기 때문에 위고 회원 도시가 이 행사를 함께 꾸려가는 주체라고 생각합니다. 이후에 행사 계획이 조금 구체화되면 안내를 드리겠습니다만 위고 회원 도시를 스마트하게 만드는 데 기여하고 계시는 그 도시에 계시는 기업분들도 참여할 수 있는 기회를 많이 드리고자 합니다. 자, 안내를 드리겠습니다. 참여와 관심을 부탁드립니다. 10월 서울에서 다시 만나 뵙기를 기대하겠습니다. 고맙습니다.
Now, please join me in welcoming Professor Kim Byung-jun of Kookmin University to the stage to receive the Mayor's Award. Professor Kim Byung-jun is being recognized for his dedication and commitment to the advancement of Seoul in the smart city arena. In particular, for outstanding performance of his duties in strengthening Seoul as a global leader of smart city development, as the Seoul Smart City Prize's member of the organizing committee. I would now like to invite Dr. Eun-Sol Kim to the front to receive the Mayor's Award on behalf of Professor Seok-won Lee of Seoul National University. Professor Lee sends his regrets for not being here in person due to his overseas mission scheduled this week. In his stead, Dr. Eun-Sol Kim, senior researcher of the Center for International Development Evaluation at the Seoul National University, will receive the certificate. Dr. Eun-Sol Kim also contributed to the development of the evaluation method and criteria of the Seoul Smart City Prize. Thank you, Director General Park. And once again, congratulations to Professor Kim and Professor Lee. Finally, I would like to close today's event by thanking the distinguished ambassadors and other heads of delegations, honorable representatives of corporations and institutions, and our esteemed advisory board members for joining us today. Please feel free to stay, enjoy the food and drinks we have prepared, and continue your discussions. And we hope to see you all again at our 2024 WeGO activities and events.